Pickle, let's talk about the Big 12.
Okay.
People love the Big 12.
Yes.
I feel like that is...
Maybe a little bit less now, but yes.
Okay, well, that's rude.
Someone has to be a realist here.
Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about the Big 12. And specifically, I want to talk about what it's going to look like heading into 2024. The reason this comes up is, of course, I'm sure you saw the announcement today that the Big 12 is going to be having their media days in July in Las Vegas. Now, perhaps you're asking yourself, now, boy, I don't really follow the Big 12 all that much. Did UNLV join the Big 12? No. Is anyone west of the Las Vegas joining them? Is this a central area? No.
The furthest west we go is, what, now BYU, I guess?
Utah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably, yeah, BYU or Utah, one of them.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about this. Here's what I think is happening. Why they're having it in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
One, it seems like everything's happening in Las Vegas these days.
Yeah, why not?
Two, I cannot help but feel like this is Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark holding up the head of Pac-12 Commissioner George Kliavkoff and saying, "Where is your God now?"
Yep.
Like, is this your king,
Yeah.
basically? Because I feel like this is like a victory lap for him. Of like, we killed the Pac-12.
Mm-hmm.
We survived. Only one of us was going to be survived.
It was us.
And to the victor go the spoils. That's what I think is happening.
Yeah.
Quite frankly. But it does bring up an interesting question about what the Big 12 is going to look like moving forward. Because there's a lot of change.
Mm-hmm.
Texas and Oklahoma are leaving. They're adding those 4 Pac-12 teams, right? With Utah, with Colorado, with Arizona, and with Arizona State. They're all joining. And I do think that there is a certain notion that with Texas and Oklahoma leaving, that the Big 12 is going to take a big step back.
Yeah.
I will say this. From a brand perspective, yeah. That's not really an opinion. Like, if any league loses 2 of the most recognizable brands in college football, that's bad news.
Yeah.
It was bad news when the Pac-12 lost Oregon and Washington. That was bad news. And so I think from a brand perspective, the Big 12 is certainly going to take a step back.
Yeah.
But I am here to tell you, Pickle, that I'm starting to believe that the Big 12, while it is not going to be the best conference out there, I do think it has a chance to be the most interesting.
Oh, yeah. It's the crazy guy in the fight. Like, you are setting if you are smart enough to be self-aware and realize we are not the SEC and we're not the Big Ten and we're not going to be that now because we couldn't keep our 2 main players.
It's a big 2.
Yes.
There's 2 big conferences. And if you're not in those 2 big conferences, you, like, I'm sorry, like, if this is offensive to people, but that's just the truth of the matter. Those are the 2 big name conferences, and everyone else is kind of a step below.
But if you're self-aware enough to realize that, then you can and should have the opportunity to go, okay, we're not the big 2, no one else is either, but we could be the top of the next
rung,
step
whatever
down.
you call it. Yes.
Yeah, and go up against the ACC, go up against anything else. I mean, even the Fun Belt is getting better and better every single year.
It should be the preeminent non-Power 2 conference.
Absolutely.
Is what it should be.
And then you can also have more fun with it, like hosting your media days in Vegas, because why not?
So here's what's so interesting is that if you take a look at this is strange to say, the 18 teams that either were part of the Big 12 last year or will be part of the Big 12 this year. So the top ranked team, I'm looking at Bill Connolly's SP Plus on ESPN. The top ranked is Texas, not
right.
The third ranked was Oklahoma. Okay, so you're losing 2 of your top 3. Not good. Okay. You then have what is this? You have 9 teams between number 15 and number 43 in the nation, according to Bill Conley's SP+. 9 teams. Kansas State, Arizona, Kansas, Utah, TCU, Iowa State, West Virginia, Oklahoma State, and Texas Tech. And that, by the way, doesn't count teams like UCF, which made a bowl last year. It wasn't always pretty, but UCF made a bowl last year. BYU, who has been very good recently. Colorado.
You're gonna get media dollars there.
Cincinnati take or leave. Cincinnati played in a college football playoff.
They did 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Houston,
who
new coach,
just hired an incredible coach.
New coach and big kind of spot. Big region, like a big
recruiting
footprint.
hotbed.
Baylor, obviously not going great right now. However, this is the team that not that long ago was the Big 12 champion.
Yeah, they just need to figure out. They just need to poop or get off the pot with the leadership there.
And then Arizona State. And Arizona State, say what you want about them. They've got a new head coach, I believe. There's a lot of different, or they'll be going into a second year with their head coach. There's a lot of they have been good in the past, and it's certainly a talent-rich area that they've had their recruiting success in the past. When you take a look up and down there, and I think that's why we talked about 2023 being so important for teams to kind of establish themselves as like the preeminent power in the Big 12, the new Big 12. I'm here to tell you, I don't think that happened.
It didn't.
And so as a result, it does feel like a free-for-all entering 2024.
Which is fun and exciting.
Yeah. I mean, TCU took a step back, right? They were 5-7.
Yep.
They were in a college football playoff
2 years ago.
National championship game 2 years ago. They could be in that mix, right? West Virginia won 9 games. We thought Neil Brown was going to get fired.
Yep.
They won 9 games. Oklahoma State was a 10-win team. Texas Tech took a step back, but still made and won a bowl.
Yep.
Right? Kansas is on the rise. Utah has, I think, one of the most perhaps the best coach in college football, in my opinion. Arizona has a new coach. They were a 10-win team last year. What I'm saying here is that there's going to be a tendency to throw dirt on the Big 12 because they're losing the 2 top brands. And I'm not here to tell you that losing Texas and Oklahoma is a thing that you should pursue if you have the means. Don't do that. It's bad overall.
Good.
This league would be much better with Texas and Oklahoma. But I think that from a watchability perspective, from an intrigue perspective, and from a potentially rising to be that 3rd best conference in college football perspective, I think the Big 12 has a real opportunity here.
I think it's just you have to see yourself for what you are.
Yes.
You just have to understand you're playing on a different playing field than what the top 2 conferences are going to be. So go out there and try to get to the top of the rest of everybody.
And by the way, in an expanded playoff, you're definitely getting one team in.
Absolutely, if not 2, potentially. You
should feel like a conference that gets 2. And in a great year, maybe you squint and especially if there's a lot of chaos at the top of the other 2 leagues,
right?
Maybe you get 3. I think that the Big 12 has reinvented itself into a new, strange, but very intriguing league that, especially in 2024 with kind of still shifting sands, is going to be fun to watch.
I agree.
That's my take. So there you have it, a little Big 12 talk here.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.